Hey, how's it going? We're back here in the dark part of the arcade. Valhalla. So, if you watched the previous video, it did some kind of glitchy things, and we kind of played around with it a little bit. So it was in here. It ran fine for a little while, and then one day someone came up to me and said, "So Valhalla's doing something weird," and I went over and it smelled like burning coil. So I cracked it open. It was the post in the ship again. That coil was smoking hot, and I still don't know if that coil has like eaten itself alive or not. But as well as that coil doing that, the transistor on the board had blown, the fuse had blown. I talked to American Pinball, like, what's up with this? And he said that if that post, the ship post, gets blocked, it will continue to keep firing. I'm not sure the mechanism that it knows that it's blocked, but we're going to play with that. So it uses a transistor I didn't have. It uses a fuse that I didn't have. So I ordered those. I got those in yesterday. So we're going to pop the board out. We're going to replace that transistor. We're going to put a fuse in it. We're going to put it back in. I'm just going to fire it, and I'm going to see if that coil is still good. If that coil is kind of chunky and not really working very well, then it's actually using the same coil as the knocker coil. So I've got one of those. I'll just swap them. Maybe we could salvage the old one that overheated. It does look like the post is moving in there, so as long as it didn't cook itself and burn itself out, it probably is fine. Good enough for a knocker coil anyway. The other thing is, the original problem I had with this is the little post that goes up to stop the balls in the ship, or that stays up to stop the balls in the ship. There's the metal plunger bit that goes into the solenoid, and then there's a nylon bit that goes up into the ship, and that's held in with a little spring clippy guy. That had wiggled its way out. And that's what I did the first time that I fixed this, is I had tapped that back in place and it seemed fine and everything. I think that it's wiggled its way out again, and that's what was causing the problem. So we're going to swap that out as well. So we're going to do a handful of things on this today, and hopefully we can get it fixed. So I'm not going to film popping this thing out. I'll just get that board out. We'll take it over to my little cart and we'll fix it up, and then we'll come back here and we'll put it back in place, and then we'll start playing with it. All right, here we go. Okay, so I've got the board out of Valhalla, Q16 on the chart. And what American Pinball told me is this is the one that controls the solenoid for the ship post. So I think testing it in circuit, it actually looks to be open. So I have a spare right here. I'm going to take this out and we will test it out of circuit just to verify, but I'm pretty sure that this one has blown. So we'll pop this one in there. This is where look at these little silly little fuses that they've got. Like, why aren't you using regular size fuses? Just make the board a little bit bigger. It won't hurt. So I got these silly little fuse. I got a replacement silly little fuse. We'll pop that in there, then we'll throw it back into the machine and go from there. All right, so we'll do this side by side just so you can see. So if we test here and here, it's open. And if we go over on this one and test here and here, it's open. And then we'll swap these around. We'll test here and here. That should be closed. And that's closed. So this is dead. So let's pop this one in. Make sure you put it in the right way. Okay, that looks good. Great. Put the fuse in and let's go over to the machine. Got it all ready to go. So I'm not going to clip it into place because if there's a problem in here, it was kind of a bugger to get out of there with the little plastic clips. So I'm just going to connect it up. We'll let it just there and float. It goes this way. So we'll just plug everything in again, and then we're going to take that. We're going to take this little solenoid out. We're going to tinker with that. Okay, not touching anything. Back in. Oh no. Yeah, that's cooked. That's dead. All melted inside. Doesn't move. Okay, let's swap this with the knocker coil. So this is the one from the ship, and then this is the one from this is the knocker coil. Tonk, tonk. So we'll just swap those around, and then we'll throw this back in there, and we have to check this little thing. This little coil looks like it has this little spring clip. It looks like it's come out again. So we'll replace that as well. We'll knock that one out of there. We'll put a new one in there. Maybe I'll cut it a little bit shorter. Okay, we'll swap this. Oh yeah, it's cooked down in there. I don't know if you can see it. Dead. So I cut the new clip just a little bit smaller, so maybe that'll help us. There we go. That's good. And don't use your Allen keys to do that. You'll bend them. All right. Let's put this guy back together again. How does it go back together again? So we have to put the little ring clip on, and that's what causes the spring to stay tensioned. Okay, good. And my little thing isn't touching. In fact, this new little clippy spring clip thingy is actually embedded a little bit deeper than this one, than the original one was, but it looks like it's going to hold just fine. Okay, so we're good there. We'll put it back in the machine. Okay, we're all back together again. It's moving freely. I can't really do this to demonstrate on camera, but there's nothing stopping that plunger from moving. So we'll plug it back in, we'll put the playfield down, and let's play around with the boat and this thing. I just went to plug this in, and look, it doesn't reach. I think that this is supposed to be rotated that way. So it should be as simple as taking this out. Hold on just one second. Sorry, I couldn't do that one-handed. I just loosened the little bracket that holds the coil on, so we can push this forward, give it a turn. Look at that, that'll reach. Okay, I'm gonna put those screws back in, and then we'll play with the boat. Great, okay, we got the top of the boat off. This is moving perfectly freely. There's nothing blocking it at all. Seems good. I'm not gonna do a switch test. We're gonna start a game, and we're just gonna throw balls in there. I'm just gonna throw my balls in there. All right. Get up there. No, no, no. All right, that worked. So here's something I want to know. Quiet, you. Here's something I want to know. American Pinball told me if this is blocked, it will just kind of keep firing. So let's try that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Whoa! Hold, please. All right, I'm going to put my finger, I'm going to send a ball up there. Let it, yeah. I'm going to let it drop. And then I'm going to put my finger in there, and hopefully it doesn't kill me. So it's not trying to fire. I didn't understand the mechanism that they thought would cause that. Let's lock a ship. Or let's lock a boat. Let's lock a ball. Is ready. That's working. Get up there. All right, so that should drop and they should all come down. So that's interesting. I'm gonna have to reach back out to American Pinball and ask them what's the mechanism, if there's something blocking that post from going up or down, what's the mechanism that knows that? Because he said that it would keep trying if it was blocked, it would just keep firing, but that doesn't appear to be happening. And I don't understand. It's just a dumb cable. There's nothing in there that would tell it whether it's up or down. It's on or off. So I don't get it. It's functioning now. It seems to be functioning. What I'm gonna do now is there's some new code that came out for Valhalla. So since I've got this thing open and I'm playing with it, let's dump the new code in there. Okay, when I tried to do this last time, I tried to use the little extension cord into the cabinet. That didn't work, so I had to plug it into this thing directly. And if I've done this, yep, it's always the wrong way around, isn't it? Or maybe not. Hold, please. There we go. That was easy. The rule with this USB style is you try to plug it in one way, and then you just flip it 6 or 7 times, and eventually you'll get it. All right, we'll turn the machine on. It should do the auto update. Okay, you guys don't need to see this. I'll come back when we're done. Okay, update's in. Let's turn it on, and I always worry that I'm going to brick a machine when I do this. I bricked a router once. That really sucked. I don't remember what code number this was. Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
230919. I think that's right.
Yeah, you had 0310 on it last.
I had which? Look, there's Jacob. Jacob doesn't like being on camera. According to Jacob, this is the new code. Awesome. All right, let's put it back together again. And then I'm going to do something that maybe you probably shouldn't do, but you can try if you want. Hold, please. Okay, so we have this coil that has basically melted on the inside. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a globby of this nylon coil sleeve has melted and turned into a block in there. This coil might actually be good. We just need to be able to get past that block. Oh, look, there's a Krobin. Hi, Krobin. How are you? You might come over and say hi to us. So what I'm going to do, I don't recommend doing this. I'm going to try and drill this out. And we may or may not be able to use it. I'm going to change bits, and let's try a little bit smaller one first. This is a really big glob of stuff, so that's not a very good sign that we're going to be able to salvage it, but let's try it. Hi, Krobin. All right, I got a couple different bits. Let's give this a shot. Look at that. We got the old coil sleeve out. Actually, before I go in, come on. Hi, how are you? Okay, so good news is I was able to put a new coil sleeve in there, but I checked the ohms on this. On the other one it's 4.2, and on this one it's like 0.4 or something. So I'm pretty sure that it's pretty well hooped, and I probably shouldn't use it. But if you run into this, I've actually run into this with another coil that I had in a Gottlieb machine or something. It just kind of cooked itself a little bit, so it swelled up enough that this couldn't move in it. So I was able to just drill that out, put in a new coil sleeve, and it actually was reading fine. The ohmage was right, and it's still in the machine today. And I forget what machine that's in. I think that's in Hollywood Heat. So sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. I probably, before I went through the process of drilling it out, it probably would have made more sense to check the reading on the coil to make sure it was still good. And who knows, maybe I hit it with a drill bit and I actually screwed it up myself. But yeah, so I'll have to get another one of these. Until then, no knocker. Someone asked me why I'm still using this funny old Radio Shack voltmeter. I've had this for probably 25 years. Mostly what I do with this particular one, I have another one in the cart, but mostly what I use this for is just as an ohm meter and as a continuity test. Every once in a while I'll test like the voltage on a battery or something, but it's so simple. It's just voltage, ohms, continuity. It's all just right there, boom, boom, boom. And the little beep for the continuity test is actually louder than my other one. So that's why I still have this craggy old thing laying around. So I've got the coil back in here. I put the old coil in here just because I didn't want these parts kind of loose and flopping about. And they just, I don't know, that's just the way I roll. Okay, so I'll have to order another one of those. Until then, we won't have a knocker in here. That's not a big deal. So we're going to close this thing up and give it a test run. And he's gonna test drive it. You ready?
I do play it all week, so I'm bad at it. So it'll get better.
All right.
It'll get better.
Have at it. Let's see if Jacob's gonna test drive it, and we're gonna see if it works.
If I even remember how to play. Hot Wheels all week.
No pressure to do well.
See if I can get into the ship though.
So right after I turned the camera off, it did a thing that was glitchy before, and I'll show you. It does it when you start a ball.
I'm gonna end this one real quick.
So it gave him the super skill shot before he even shot the ball.
Free. And then it didn't do it.
It didn't do it this time. But that was one of the problems we had before, is that it would just give this super skill shot. So I'm gonna have to get back with American Pinball and find out what could be causing that, because there's nothing in the ship with the optical sensors to indicate that any of them are blocked. They're all working just fine, and it happens before you even shoot the ball. So something wacky is going on, and the code update didn't fix it. So I guess we're gonna have to do yet another video on Legends of Valhalla. But for now, it looks like it's working, and as long as that coil doesn't eat itself again, we're good. Okay, so I reread the email that American Pinball sent me, and I guess I misunderstood when we were playing with it of what he actually meant. It doesn't sound like the coil will continue to fire if something is blocking that ship post from going up or down, because how could it? It sounds like if the ball is still in the way of the optical sensor, then it will figure that the ball is stuck or something, and there's something in there to say, the ball is still here, fire that coil down. So if the little roll pin came out of the post and it's stuck and it's not releasing the ball, that would tell it you need to keep firing this coil to release the ball. And it just got, apparently, I don't know how long it was doing it. Someone was playing it. We were over here. We weren't standing right next to it when it happened, but it must have been going on for a little while. It just continued firing the coil and just cooked it to death. So Jacob has been playing this now for 20 minutes or maybe more. Seems to be going okay, but it is still occasionally doing that super skill shot. It ejects the ball and registers the super skill shot. So I don't know what's causing that. I'm sending an email to American Pinball right now. We'll see what they say about it. And if we can figure it out, we'll make a new video. But until then, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching.